In this program, we are going to accept a value from user. Suppose user enters 5, then he will enter 5 different numbers. For example, 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. Then our program will add these numbers and divide the total by 5 so that we get average of these numbers. Let us see how we can solve this problem programmatically. So we'll be requiring n, that is this number that user will be entering. Then I will be for our iterations. New n is the number that we will be required for storing these values in a loop, and sum average is variable that will store total of all these numbers. We are also going to use one float variable which will divide this total by original number n so that we get the final average. So here I am asking user to enter value n, and then I am just printing enter numbers. So I am writing a for loop starting from 1 till n. So if user has entered 5, so loop will execute 5 times starting from 1 till 5, and then inside of this for loop I have written a scanf statement. So I'll accept a value from user and I'm going to store it at the address location of new n. It will be an integer. So because of this scanf statement, if this loop is going to execute 5 times, then user will have to enter 5 values. Once he enters a value, we are going to add user's entered number with previous value of sum underscore average, and it will be stored into sum underscore average. So at the end of this loop, user will enter 5 different values and all 5 values will be added because of this statement. Once the loop completes, we are just going to divide the total by n, that is our original number count. Notice here that I have written float inside of parenthesis. So this is called as typecasting because sum underscore average is an integer and actual average can be into decimals. So because sum underscore average is integer and n is also integer, so we know that integer divided by integer will give you integer only, but average can be a decimal value. Like suppose total is coming out to be 15 and user had entered 2 numbers, then answer would be 7.5. In order to have this answer, I'm typecasting n with float. You can typecast this variable also because float divided by int or int divided by float will give you float value only. So we have typecasted n so that the result will be stored into float variable average. Once that is done, on the next line I am just printing average %f because average is a float variable. It will be replaced over here and it will display final value of average, and that will complete your program.